Imagine this. If a DF-5C intercontinental ballistic missile launches from a silo in northwest China, and 30 minutes later, 10 megaton nuclear warheads detonate simultaneously over 10 major US cities, what kind of hell on earth would that be? Today, we set aside political rhetoric and focus purely on technical specifications and combat simulations to deeply analyze this ultimate weapon that has American media calling it terrifying. As the latest optimized iteration of the DF-5 series, the DF-5C successfully completed its test launch in January 2017. Its specifications reveal astonishing capabilities, with a total length of 32.6 meters, diameter of 3.35 meters, and weight of 183 tons. It employs a two-stage liquid fuel propulsion system. Its range exceeds 15,000 kilometers and can extend up to 20,000 kilometers, enough to cover the entire United States. From New York and Washington on the east coast to Los Angeles and Seattle on the west coast, no major city lies outside its strike radius. Its core upgrade lies in multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle (MIRV) capability, carrying up to 10 warheads each with a yield of 1 million tons of TNT, 10 times the power of the Hiroshima atomic bomb. MIRV technology enables these warheads to maneuver independently during terminal phase, targeting different objectives and significantly enhancing penetration efficiency and destructive coverage. Regarding its propulsion system, the DF-5C utilizes liquid fuel, a technology considered conventional. However, after modular upgrades, its maintenance and response times have been significantly optimized. It can be rapidly activated after long-term storage, resolving combat readiness delays. Its silos have been reinforced and equipped with electromagnetic shielding to withstand a first-wave strike, ensuring second strike capability, hence its designation as a strategic cornerstone. Navigation integrates inertial guidance, starlight navigation, and the Baidu satellite system. Even with GPS disruption, strike accuracy remains within the 100-meter range, critical for targeting hardened facilities. U.S. media outlets like Newsweek and National Security Magazine have highlighted the terrifying implications of these capabilities. A single missile could launch saturation attacks against multiple cities, overwhelming current global missile defense systems. Due to the DF-5C's hypersonic reentry velocity and maneuverable reentry capability, combined with metal foil decoys and infrared jammers, it can effectively deceive land-based mid-course defense systems or sea-based Aegis systems. Its estimated penetration success rate exceeds 70%. To simulate the actual scenario if a single DF-5C were launched toward the United States, assuming a 30-minute flight time from launch to impact, the warheads would separate and target 10 major cities: New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, Detroit, Dallas, Miami, and Seattle. Each megaton-class warhead's explosion would generate a fireball with a diameter of up to 3 kilometers, its core reaching millions of degrees Celsius and instantly vaporizing everything within its range. Taking New York as an example, if the explosion occurred in Manhattan, the fireball would engulf the area south of Central Park. The shockwave would propagate at supersonic speeds, destroying buildings within a radius of over 10 kilometers, while shards of glass would fly like bullets. The thermal radiation would ignite vast swaths of the city, triggering chain fires. According to nuclear explosion models, a single warhead could instantly kill nearly 1 million people, with twice as many injured. City functions would collapse entirely, with water, electricity, transportation, and communication networks severed. Radioactive fallout would spread with the wind, contaminating hundreds of square kilometers. Subsequent surges in cancer and radiation sickness would follow, with recovery periods potentially lasting months or even years. Turning to Los Angeles, as the West Coast hub, an attack would detonate ports and industrial zones, causing immeasurable economic damage. Washington, as the political center, if struck, would see federal institutions reduced to ruins, the chain of command severed, potentially triggering nationwide chaos. U.S. media simulations indicate that even if some warheads are intercepted, the remaining 5 or 6 would still be sufficient to kill millions, displace tens of millions, and push society to the brink of collapse. This doesn't account for strikes against military targets. DF-5C warheads can be configured for bunker busting or detonation modes. If aimed at missile silos or nuclear submarine bases, a single strike could weaken America's second strike nuclear capability and disrupt the strategic balance. Technical specifications reveal the DF-5C's power lies not only in yield but in tactical flexibility, through multiple independently targetable reentry vehicles. Its single warhead weighs approximately 3 tons, while each MIRV weighs about 300 kilograms. Optimized aerodynamic design and guidance components ensure terminal precision. In contrast, The US's current Minuteman IIICBM carries a maximum of 3 smaller yield warheads. The DF-5C's 10 warhead configuration holds a decisive advantage in saturation attacks. Historically, the DF-5 series has undergone continuous upgrades. Since its full-range test launch in 1980, the DF-5A entered service in the 1990s with improved accuracy. The DF-5B debuted in the 2015 military parade, marking the transition to multiple warheads. The DF-5C achieved new payload heights through warhead miniaturization and propellant optimization. Liquid fuel, though requiring longer refueling times, offers high specific impulse and thrust, making it ideal for heavy payload delivery, a key enabler of the DF-5C's ultra-long range. Engineering teams also refined storage and transport procedures, enabling modular assembly to reduce combat readiness time. In operational deployment, the DF-5C has integrated into China's nuclear arsenal. Intelligence analysis indicates its limited quantity but critical role, complementing solid fuel missiles like the DF-31 and DF-41 to establish a three-dimensional deterrent system. U.S. Defense reports acknowledge that the DF-5C's parameters significantly increase pressure on missile defense systems. Its extremely narrow intercept window and the difficulty in distinguishing between real and decoys may compress decision-making chains to mere minutes, heightening the risk of miscalculation. Technically, the DF-5C's guidance system merits attention. Inertial navigation provides the baseline trajectory, Starlight navigation corrects errors during mid-flight, and Baidu delivers precise coordinates during terminal phase. This triple redundancy achieves a circular error probability within 100 meters. During re-entry, warheads exceed Mach 20, protected by ablative coatings against extreme heat, while deploying decoys to jam radar and infrared sensors. U.S. land-based mid-course defense systems primarily target single warheads, lacking sufficient multi-target identification capabilities, while sea-based Aegis systems struggle under saturation attacks. Simulations indicate that if 10 warheads attack simultaneously, the interception success rate could fall below 30%, meaning at least 7 would likely hit their targets. In terms of destructive effects, the shockwave overpressure from a megaton yield explosion could flatten concrete buildings within 5 kilometers and shatter windows and doors up to 10 kilometers away. Thermal radiation within 3 kilometers would ignite wood and fabrics, causing third-degree burns. Radioactive fallout, dependent on wind direction, could contaminate the entire East Coast. The DF-5C is not a perfect weapon. Its liquid fuel makes it slower to respond than solid fuel missiles. However, its strengths lie in stability, reliability, and massive payload capacity. Within the nuclear deterrence framework, it offers a transition option from minimum credible deterrence to flexible response, achieving broad coverage with fewer missiles. While U.S. media often sensationalizes its terror, overlooking the defensive nature of China's nuclear policy, today we focus solely on the technology. From a practical combat perspective, the DF-5C's deployment reshapes strategic calculations. Its mere existence compels adversaries to exercise greater caution during conflicts, deterring escalation. Finally, envision the aftermath of its impact: cities reduced to scorched earth, survivors struggling amid radiation, economies set back decades. This is not merely a demonstration of weaponry specifications, but a stark warning to human civilization. Military technological advancement perpetually balances between offense and defense, and the DF-5C undoubtedly represents the pinnacle of contemporary offensive capabilities. Through this analysis, I hope you gain a more rational perspective on this weapon. It exists not merely in sensational headlines, but as a product of engineering and strategic integration.